Hi, my name is Umberto Mucci and this is We the ItaliaNews, a podcast about Italy during coronavirus times. Today is Monday, November 29, 2021. To date, considering the Italian population over 12 years old, 87.3% has received at least one dose of the vaccine, 84.5% is vaccinated with 2 doses, while 20.7% is the percentage of third doses received by those who are currently eligible. Once again, like last video, this percentage is lower of what it was just in the video before, but it's not an error because in the meantime the Italian government has once again expanded the pool of those who can receive the first dose. As every Monday, just a few numbers about the situation of the contagion in Italy. Over the past 7 days, with regard of the new positive cases, we averaged a percentage change of plus 25.5% compared with the previous 7 days. In the same period, the average change in the number of patients admitted to ordinary wards was plus 14.2% and plus 22.7% in the intensive care units. On average, in the last 7 days, we had 47 deaths a day, with a variation of plus 23.6% compared to the previous 7 days. Yesterday, Italy exceeded 5 million cases of coronavirus since the beginning of the pandemic. Of these, 133,674 Italians have not survived this virus as for now. Friuli Venezia Giulia is now the first and for now the only Italian region in the yellow zone, with a few restrictions more than the others, and with the super green pass already needed to enter in every closed space, but the one where people work, shop for food or medicines or go to school. While in the other parts of the country, in the other regions, the super green pass will be needed from December 6. Let's remember that the super green pass will be given only to those who are vaccinated or who had COVID and are now healed. But there is attention also for other regions, in particular Trentino, Alto Adige, Marche, Valle d'Aosta and Veneto. In the last week, there has been an increase in the incidence of infection in all age groups and in particular in the younger Italian population. 27% of diagnosed cases were recorded in the school-age population. Of these school-age cases, 51% of cases were diagnosed in the 6-11 age group, 32% in the 12-19 age group, 11% between 3 and 5 years of age, and 6% under 3 years of age. There is obviously a great deal of concern about this new virus variant called Omicron, which is reportedly from South Africa. The Italian government signed a new ordinance that prohibits entry into Italy to those who in the last 14 days have been in 8 countries from sub-Saharan Africa, and the Spallanzani Hospital in Rome, the one who received the money you gave to our fundraiser last year, set up a task force on the new COVID variant, which has already been isolated by Italian scientists who are studying it. And there is already a small Italian outbreak with the new variant. It is an Italian who has returned from South Africa and is in quarantine along with 5 of his family members, all infected. Fortunately, they are all asymptomatic and are all vaccinated with 2 doses except for their young children. The Italian patient zero of this new variant works in Mozambique. On November 11, the man flew from Mozambique to Rome. From there, he drove to Caserta in Campania, where his family live, where he spent 3 days with his family. He then headed to Milan for work, and from there he returned to Rome and was about to fly back to Mozambique, but his swab came back positive. The good news is that both for the introduction of the Super Green Pass and for the arrival of this new variant that frightens many, in these days in Italy we observe a growth in the daily number of third doses administered, but also that of the first ones that have doubled compared to the few days before. Last Friday we had a record number of third doses, on Saturday 40% more than the previous Saturday, and we expect a further significant growth this week. And in December and January, demand is expected to grow further. Italy, which has for years recorded one of Europe's lowest birth rates, is on track to lose 1/5 of its population in 50 years. Official data from the Eastern National Statistics Agency suggests and threats. Nearly a quarter of Italy's population is aged 65 or older at 23.2%, and that is expected to grow to 35% by 2050, according to Istat's estimate. The age structure of the population already shows a high imbalance in favor of the older generation, Italy's population is expected to decrease from 59.6 million people in January 2020 to 47.6 million in 2070, representing a drop of 20%. Whereas in 2020 the average age of Italians was 45.7, it is expected to rise to 50.7 by 2050. And continuing a trend began in 2007 in which deaths have surpassed births each year, within less than 3 decades deaths are expected to outweigh births by a factor of 2, 784,000 against 391,000. Immigration from abroad to Italy should begin to recover after the COVID-19 pandemic and beginning in 2023 regain its pre-pandemic average levels at about 280,000 immigrants per year, although that is expected to decrease gradually to 244,000 annually by 2070. Immigration from Italy abroad, which is also expected to recover its pre-pandemic levels, is expected to decrease from 145,000 annual departures in 2025 to 126,000 in 2070. Last year, the Italian population shrank by almost 400,000, roughly the size of the city of Florence, as deaths peaked, births bottomed out, and immigration slowed down. In 2012, Italy saw births fall to the lowest level since it became a nation-state in 1861 to around 534,000. Since then, new record lows have been established every year. In 2020, as coronavirus swept the country, the figure fell to 404,000. In reaction to continuously falling birth rates, the Italian government vowed to support women and couples to have a family, including the introduction of a universal single allowance that unifies and replaces a series of measures to support families, providing a monthly benefit to those who have children from the 7th month of pregnancy until the child reaches the age of 21. What a family receives is based on household income, according to the socio-economic indicator the government uses to calculate benefits. The common thread that binds the new bishops of the Italian Republic, the so-called Alfieri della Repubblica, 30 in all, awarded last Saturday by President Sergio Mattarella, is above all the extraordinary commitment shown by the Italian youth to overcome the pandemic, also thanks to their spontaneous skills in the use of technological tools and social media. The youngest is 11-year-old Gennaro Dragone, who is in San Giovanni a Tenduccio in Naples, Campania, and he managed to create the first energy community of central southern Italy. The most creative is Federica Mauro, an autistic girl from Arezzo in Tuscany, whose work was chosen by the Italian most prestigious cultural institution regarding our beautiful language, the Accademia della Crusca, as the cover of the volume Dante l'Italiano. In the months of anti-COVID restrictions, several have helped relatives, peers, or younger with difficulties in distance learning, or supported the vaccination campaign, or helped seniors to book vaccines or in-home delivery of necessities and medicines. Among the new bishops, there are also those who have brilliantly dealt with illness and disability, achieving personal successes and stories of integration, plus a case of pure heroism as a young Italian kid from Genoa in Liguria who saved a friend from suicide. You will find a short description of the 30 stories in the next December issue of We the Italians magazine, in which we are always happy to tell good Italian stories, and when it comes to young boys and girls, we are even happier. It's all for now, it's all for today. I'll see you next Thursday. Please stay safe and take care. My name is Umberto Mucci. This was We the ItaliaNews. Ciao from Rome.